Hi, I'm Eddie Welsh from Jands, and welcome to this short introduction to our Stage CL console. For each of the Stage CL's 12 channels, there's a strip of controls that let you set the intensity and colour for the lights patched to that channel. Starting at the bottom, there's a button to flash the light to full. Then a fader. Slide it up and you get the full intensity of the light. Turning this hue dial changes the light's colour from red to yellow, green to blue. It's really your choice. Pressing down on the hue dial steps through a range of fixed colours. You can then use this saturation dial to make the colour progressively deeper or paler. Pressing the saturation dial down takes a fully saturated colour back to white. Pressing it again takes it back to full saturation. If you want to work with a group of lights, you can adjust them individually with the dial above each light, or select a group of them by tapping these select buttons and then adjusting any one of the hue and saturation dials. You can also fan the colour across the lights by holding the Shift key while you adjust one of the hue dials. This gives you a spread of colour across the lights. You can do the same thing with the saturation dial. If at any point you want to clear the colour from all your lights and start afresh, just tap the clear button 2 times and everything goes away. And that's how easy it is to control your LED lights manually with the Stage CL. Now let's have a look at some of the ways you can use Stage CL's more advanced features to record and play back your favourite looks. With Stage CL you can record to a few places. You can record scenes to these 4 buttons, chases to these 4, and multiple cues to the cue list controls. You can also switch the channel strips into scene mode and record more scenes and chases there. Once you've set up a look that you like, all you have to do to record it is tap the record button up here and then tap the button you want to record it to. I'll record scene 1. To play back that scene, all you have to do is press the button to fade it in, press the button again and it fades out. You can adjust the fade time with this dial. As you adjust it, the fade time pops up on the LCD. If you want to reset the fade time quickly to the default 2 seconds, just double tap the dial. Storing a chase is easy with the Stage CL. If you create a pattern on some of your lights, like this, you can turn that into a chase with just a few steps. You tap record, then a chase button. Stage CL pops up a message on the LCD. Now just tap the auto button and it creates an automatic chase across all those lights that were selected. To stop the chase, just tap the chase button. To play it, tap the button again. You can then adjust the speed with the rate dial. If you want to set the chase speed to a beat, you can tap the tempo button. To create a theatre-style show, where you play back a series of cues one after another, you can record a cue list to these controls. All you have to do is set up a look, the same way as we did before, tap record, then tap the cue list play button. Just repeat this for each new cue. You can even record a chase as a cue. You can record scenes and chases to the channel faders. You just tap the record button, then tap the button below the fader. When you want to play back that scene, you have to switch the controls to be scene controls. To do this, press the scene button and you'll see it light up. Now if you push up the fader that you just recorded, you'll see that look on stage. Pulling that fader down again fades out that look. There are 7 pages of scenes, and to switch between them, you tap the page button. The LED in the button shows you which page you're on: red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, cyan and white. Pressing the scene button again takes you back into fixture controls. The Stage CL has a touchscreen LCD that gives you access to a bunch of features to help you when you're programming a show. You've already seen how to set colours with the hue and saturation dials, but whenever you have some lights selected, you can use the colour window to apply a colour, a pattern or a chase. To do this, you just tap the select buttons on the lights you want to use, then open the colour window on the LCD. The colour window has 3 tabs: the Colours tab, the Patterns tab and the Chases tab. On the Colours tab there are 3 pages. On the first, you can pick from 18 preset colours. On the second, there's a colour picker. And on the third, there's a set of RGB sliders. On the Patterns tab, the first page has a selection of stripe patterns. Picking this one will make all the odd numbered lights go blue and all the evens red. When you use one of the patterns on the second page, each colour is applied to half of your selection. On the third page, the patterns blend two colours across the lights you have selected. On the Chases tab, there are 4 pages that are similar to the patterns, but these ones are animated. So when you tap one of the buttons, the colours chase across your lights. There's a bunch of colour chases and some specials, including a flame effect, a rain effect, a rainbow and a twinkle. The Scenes window on the touchscreen has 3 tabs: the Control tab, Scenes tab and Preview tab. The Control tab shows a list of any scenes that are playing, and there are buttons to release, fade out a scene, or to replay one that's been overridden by other controls. The Scenes tab shows a list of all the scenes you've recorded. Normally scenes follow the fade time, set with the front panel dial, represented by the clock icon, but you can edit the time in this window to a fixed time. The Preview tab shows you exactly what each light is doing in each scene, its colour and its intensity. The Chases window is similar, but on the Control tab you can set the chase speed, direction and crossfade type. You can set it to mirror mode, to be triggered from the inbuilt microphone, and you can filter out colour if you just want an intensity chase. The cue list window has a handy jump control on the Control tab. You can use this button to play a cue out of sequence. And there's also buttons to skip forward and backwards through cues and to release a cue. With the Monitor window, you can keep track of everything that's going on. It has 3 tabs: the Monitor tab, the Mimic tab and the Dmx tab. The Monitor tab has a list of scenes, chases and cues that are being played back, plus buttons to release everything that's playing, or just the item you touch on. The Mimic tab shows the fader and colour setting for each of the 12 channels. This window is useful if you want to check the colour setting of a channel before you fade it up. You can also see if a channel fader needs to be adjusted to take live control of a channel in a scene or chase. The Dmx tab shows a table view of the Stage CL's output. You can see what each of the 512 Dmx channels is doing. On the Shows window, you can load and save shows using either the internal memory or a USB thumb drive for backup. You use the Patch window to set the Dmx addresses of your lights. There's a big selection of fixture files built in, but if the lights you're using aren't listed, it's easy to make your own file. You can also multi-patch lights with different Dmx addresses to a single fader, and there's a wizard to speed up patching. Use the Setup window to configure the console settings. And that's the Stage CL. We're confident that you'll find it a really useful piece of gear that will transform your LED shows.